Hello everyone, this is once again Juanito Shet bringing you my fourth ever YouTube video review, and what I have for you guys today is a very popular video game accessory from the 90s from Nintendo, and you'll recognize it the moment you see it. Here it is. It needs no introduction, you've already seen it a million times. Today it's an iconic icon in the internet for gamers all around. And back in the 90s when this was first released, as you all know, it was considered a very strange looking controller because back in its prime time there was nothing that looked like this. It was unique in its physical appearance, in its design. And today, although despite its design, it's still very popular, and it was certainly very popular back in the 90s because it's a brilliant design despite its looks. Any way you hold it, it feels great when you're actually playing the console, and nothing gets in the way of comfortable playing. On with the review. As you can see, this joystick is a hard plastic. It has some plastic ridges so that when you're actually playing, your thumb, doesn't go flying around everywhere. Not the greatest texture to feel when you're playing, but it does its job, and I don't think there's anybody out there that really goes, everywhere while they're playing. I don't. I assume you guys don't either. But it's a good joystick, despite the fact that Sony had their DualShock double stick controller after the original one, and it competed with the joystick of this. Despite the fact that the DualShock sticks were better, more responsive than these just feel awesome. I grew up with the Nintendo 64. I have no problem using these. That's not true for everyone. There's some people out there, that won't like it. Some that do, some that love it. That kind of stuff. Everybody has the right to their opinion, but I like it. It's responsive enough for me. Anyway, you have the D-pad right here, a standard Nintendo D-pad. I'm sure there are people out there that know Nintendo loves the D-pad. You look at the original Nintendo DS, at the DS Lite, the DSi, and the DSi XL, while the Sony PSP had an analog stick. All those DSs didn't up until the 3DS. But yeah, this is a standard Nintendo directional pad. It feels very responsive, very nice. This controller is in great condition, so it's in great condition. It feels even better than one you've used for a decade or so, like the other ones that I have. Feels very nice, very responsive. Very comfortable when you play. You got your start button right here in the middle. It's red, and on any controller you have, not just on this red one. And it feels good. It's a nice placement. There's not much trouble getting to it anywhere you hold it. As you can see, you got Nintendo's logo up here above the start button itself, and it's indented. It feels very nice if you touch it. You got your B button right here, your A button below the B button, and they're both colored so that they stand out from the all around color of the controller itself. You got your C buttons next to the B and A buttons, and it's also a good placement. You can reach these easily unless you grab it like this, but when you grab the controller like this to play, I don't think there's any titles out there which you use to play like this. If there are, I'm wrong. Correct me if you want to in the comment section. I'm up for it. The more you know, the better. But yeah, the C buttons, they're very responsive. You gotta change the camera and say Super Mario 64. They're there for you when you need them. You gotta use your slingshot in Ocarina of Time 64. Boom, you have it assigned to this. You use it. This, you use it. This, you use it. This, you use it. Standard. It's awesome. You got your left and right shoulder buttons up here, which are placed very well. This controller in its entirety has a very nice design to it. Very good for playing. And they're responsive if they're in good shape. These buttons over the years will wear out and they will stop working. Well, it's not an indestructible controller. On the back, the weirdest button placement in controller history, it's the Z button. Despite the fact that you have all your face buttons right here, the Z pad is a loner and wants to be alone in the back of the controller. It wants the backspace all for itself. Unless you count the entry here for memory cards and transfer packs and rumble packs. but that isn't a button in itself. The Z button is alone. And despite its placement, once again, the design of this controller is brilliant. And anywhere you hold it, you can get to it. You hold it like this, you can still get to it. You hold it in the middle handle, you can get to it. On this side, you can get to it. No problem there. And for shooting games, it made a very nice trigger button. Anyway, guys, that's my review for this Nintendo controller accessory. I hope you guys liked my video. Dislike the video or like it preferably. Tell me what I can do to improve. Tell me what I left out, what I included, what you liked about it, what you didn't like. And as I said, like and dislike this video as you see fit. Thank you very much for watching, and that's it for this review.